Here's some updates on Celeste and a DVD, aka David. Apparently, Celeste was seen at one of his concerts during August. So let's see. Let's see if this is her or not.
Alright guys, I've been seeing all of your comments. I've been looking into this and I want to discuss now. A lot of people do seem to think that Celeste was spotted at David's concert on August 23rd, 2025 in
From that picture down below, it does look like it would be Celeste.
Silver Springs, Maryland, standing on a balcony watching the show with David's brother. If this is actually Celeste, this changes everything. This is a screenshot right here, very zoomed in. And this right here is actually a video clip.
It looks like her, bro.
Now this is what David's brother actually looks like. And this is a side-by-side of the guy standing next to this girl.
Okay, that's not the brother. That's two different guys. Unless this is like an old-ass picture.
And David's brother. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Now, if we zoom into the female who's standing next to this guy on the balcony, who David seems to be like pointing at a couple of times while he's performing.
That's Celeste, bro. That's Celeste.
She's wearing blue jeans and a black tube top. Remember, Celeste was wearing a black tube top, but she was wearing black leggings when she was found in David's Tesla. So did something happen to her at some point after this show? Maybe not this specific night, but is it possible that she could have somehow flown back to California, maybe in more comfortable clothes, threw the tube top on, maybe put black leggings on for travel? If this is Celeste, and if David was responsible for her death, I'm pretty sure that they would have had to fly out on August 25th. Celeste was at the show on the 23rd. David picked up another show in Silver Spring, Maryland on the 24th. So he performed in Maryland the 23rd, the 24th. He had the 25th off. So he...
What if it was the other Celestes, though? Yeah, that's what people are saying. Apparently, there's two Celestes, okay? There's this girl, the one that unfortunately lost her life, and another Celeste. I was hearing that too, but I don't know. I strongly feel like it's this Celeste, just because of the curly hair. Yo, mama pomitas, gracias. Thank you for the full send. So yeah, I don't know. He made another video saying it wasn't her. All right, well, let's just see.
Could have hypothetically flown to California again with Celeste when something maybe went wrong, because after his August 25th break, he performs again in Ohio, then he performs in Mass, and he's pretty much
We've seen her in a live stream with we've seen her in a live stream though with her glasses. Yeah, so that might have been the other Celeste. Okay, because I know I mentioned it here that was Celeste, but I don't know. People are saying that was a different Celeste, which takes me back to Jason the Ween, the streamer, saying that he met a different Celeste. So, bro, all this, it's weird, okay? This case is weird. It's sad and weird. I don't know.
Performing every night until her body is ultimately found on September 5th. Now, while some neighbors said that the car had been sitting there where it was for about a month, which would indicate that David may have parked it there before going on tour, some people said that they noticed the car parked there a week or two prior to it being towed away on the 5th. So let's just say this is Celeste, hypothetically. If she's alive on the 23rd, David's next day off from performing is the 25th. The two of them fly back to California. Something happens. He puts her in a bag, puts her in the Tesla, abandons the Tesla a block and a half away from where he is renting property. This kind of could correlate with some of the neighbors saying that they noticed the car abandoned where it was before it was towed about a week and a half to 2 weeks prior to it being towed. And if she was put in there on the 25th, then that would mean that she was in the vehicle, in the hot vehicle, for 14 days. Would that actually correspond to what the medical examiner's statement was, which was that the decedent was found severely decomposed inside a vehicle on September 8th, 2025. She appears to have been deceased inside the vehicle for an extended period of time before being found. Is 14 days considered an extended period of time? Possibly. And could this theory be further confirmed by Celeste's brother Matthew, who was reached out to via IG DM DMs and asked once her body was identified how long she's been deceased, and he said 2 weeks. If we take when she was found on the 8th and go back 2 weeks, that puts us at exactly August 25th, 2025. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and make sure to follow. I'll be sure to update you guys as I find stuff out and as stuff is made public.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's a weird part. I don't know why he would get two girls that, well, they have the same name and they look similar. Shout out to this dude though. Shout out. Let me see if he has an update on this. Let's see.
Alright guys, so an update was just posted to TMZ's live update page on the David Celeste case.
Are these not the same girl?
And they are now saying that the young woman seen in the balcony at one of David's shows in Maryland is not Celeste, according to a source connected to the case that they have been speaking to. Who is TMZ's source? No idea. Whether you guys believe this or not, this is what is being put out there by them. Obviously, this girl that is seen in this footage looks very similar to Celeste, but if you look at David's social media pages, he hangs around with a lot of girls who look like Celeste. There's also been different videos released of this girl in the background.
Bro, that is very fucking weird. That they looked so much alike.
Of videos at this specific show, and while this girl does favor Celeste's features, you can tell that this is actually not her. And the fact that sources close to the investigation were so quick to debunk this potential sighting of Celeste in Maryland as not being her leads me to believe that they have a rough idea of when she was put in the vehicle and when she was ultimately left in the vehicle where it was ultimately parked before being towed. And I think that I'm going to go back to my second theory here, which is that this was probably at the beginning of August, right before David left for tour. Make sure to follow for more updates on this.
Bro, wait, hold on. Am I tripping? Is this not the same? This has to be the same Celeste, right? Or is this the one on the right, the one that was in the balcony of David's show? I think it's the same. Yeah, hold on. Maybe he was upset with the young Celeste. Bro, because if they're saying this is a different Celeste, oh my god, that's so freaky, dude. He kept the second girl around to cover himself. That's what I'm also thinking too, bro. That's what I'm thinking. Where's the other girl then? I don't know. I have no idea.
Celeste's aunt was sharing her pictures on FB, and so was her cousin. But Celeste's flyers didn't really make it outside of the community.
Hold on, this started all late.
So if you guys have been following this case here on my page, you know that we've already discussed the 2 times that Celeste Rivas Hernandez has gone missing. She went missing in February of 2024 and then again in April of 2024. But what if I told you that she also went missing in March of 2024? Yeah, I was doing some digging and I came across this flyer that was posted on a light pole in California, and on the flyer in the very upper right hand corner you can see that it says last seen on March 19th, 2024. So at just 13 years old, this child ran away from home in February, returned home to her mom, ran away again in March, returned home to her mom, and then ran away again in April and just never went back home. Was she running away from someone, from a situation, or was she running toward someone, toward a situation? Or could she have been doing both at the same time? Now, based on what I've looked into and what I've seen through FB comments, through forums and posts, there were neighbors that live in the community, or lived in the community that Celeste lived in with her mom, and they were made aware of Celeste being missing the first time. Celeste's aunt was sharing her pictures on FB, and so was her cousin. But Celeste's flyers didn't really make it outside of the community because she was said to have been found relatively quickly. And this is also corroborated because I believe she was reported missing on February 14th. According to a post that was made on February 17th, an update, she had been located and returned home. Now, when Celeste was reported missing the second time, which was not in April, but in March of 2024, there are no social media posts saying that she was missing. But the neighbors in the community did say that they remember her being reported missing a second time because they saw flyers posted around the community. And that is actually what we have right here. Flyers being put on...
I wonder if she was talking to David then, since March.
light poles. Now we know that Celeste did end up returning home at some point because she was reported missing a third time again the next month in April. But we don't hear anyone talking about the fact that she was reported missing a third time. We don't see anyone.
It is insane. I just noticed her birthday, September 7th, 2010. 2010. Sheesh.
At least I haven't seen anyone that is from this community that says, yeah, I remember her being reported 3 times, which makes me feel like maybe she wasn't actually missing this last time, that she never returned home. Yes, a missing persons report was made for her in April. Yes, this flyer was created, but why was none of her family sharing this around? Could the report just have been filed to indicate why she wasn't showing up for school? If we go back to Celeste's brother's interview, he stated that he last saw his sister on April 5th, 2024 around 9 o'clock at night going to the movies with David, and she never returned home from the movies. But the family knew that she had gone to the movies with David, and her brother knew that David was a singer. Remember, he said in messages that he sent to someone on IG that he tried to go to authorities and tell them that David was an adult and he was with his underage sister, but they didn't do anything or care.
Of course they didn't do anything, bro. They never do shit. They only start moving when it's fucking too late.
Because of lack of evidence. But to be honest, I'm not really buying that that was ever told to authorities, because if he had gone to them and let them know that his sister is a minor, she's underage, and she is a missing child, and she is with this man right here, an adult, they would have had every opportunity to go to where he was and get her from him. The family could have been plastering this all over social media, and this would have picked up very, very quickly, and they would have gotten her from him. So it just makes me wonder, did her mom just throw her hands up in the air and give up and decide that she wasn't going to continue trying to find her daughter because she knew that...
I don't think, as a parent, you don't give up. But who knows? Who knows, man? Each parent is different.
She would just continue running away to this guy, because again, after this third time that she ran away, there's no advocating for her, there's no trying to find out where she is, there's no post being made about her, no one is looking for her, no one is pleading for her to return home. And to me, this is an indicator that the family knew or had an idea, and maybe they just turned a blind eye to it, and now that things have unfolded the way that they have, they're trying...
Yeah, now they probably regret it.
To save face. It's a devastating situation. I feel really bad for what they're dealing with right now, what they're going through, the grief, the mourning, the probably regret. But it's important to bring attention and awareness to situations like this, because this happens so much, and if adults just stepped in and did a little bit more, the children would be able to be saved.
Yeah, man. Crazy. How did I not try to meet him? When she was so young going out. I don't know, dude. I don't know.